This video is sponsored by Surfshark.
Hi guys, welcome back to Chop's Garage. Back at it again, following on from the last video. The customer's come and test driven the BMW and we've got a no sale. Through no fault of the customer at all, they just couldn't get comfortable position wise. The young lady was quite tall, as tall as me I'd say. And to be honest, I struggled to find a position I was comfortable with in this, because when you've got the seat at its lowest, you're on the floor and you're quite away from the steering wheel. So when you come in, then the steering wheel's hitting your legs. So you can't blame her for that at all. She has just taken out the little Clio because with the budget she had, she's here with her mum. I was saying really, I would be going for something much newer. Because although that's a tractor with 50,000 miles on, at the end of the day, it still is 10 years old. Whereas the Clio I've got is a 2017, warranty-wise, is going to pretty much cover the entire thing on a car that age. Whereas obviously a lot more on that is going to be wear and tear. She had to sit in the Clio and was super comfortable. So she's gone for a little test drive in that with her mum. And I'll see what she's got to say about it. They don't seem to be 100% what they're looking for. So I don't really expect to get a sale today from them. They'll probably have a little think about it. And obviously now that one's a no-go and that's what they came to see. To be fair, they're probably going to get back online and look for different vehicles again. So we'll see how they get on with the Clio. It might surprise me, but I think personally that'd be the right car for her. She doesn't need a big engine. She wants good fuel economy. Mum wants her to be in something that's going to be good and reliable. Seems the perfect combo, but we'll see. Only trouble with all of this, as always, is now the BMW needs another clean, and the Clio will need a clean when it comes back as well. So that is the problem because it's wet out there today. And the mud is being thrown up. Hopefully I can get away with a waterless wash and wax because it'll only be a little bit up the back of the car and not too much on the rest of it. Oh dear, it is all upside there. But yeah, should be able to get away with the waterless wax. Well, unfortunately the Clio wasn't right for her either, which I can kind of understand because this is the 1.2 petrol. She's just driven a 2-litre diesel. She likes the punch of that. So perhaps this car with a different engine would have been right for her. We just sat and had a quick look on the computer, tried to help them out, see if any of my local guys have got anything appropriate. For £8,000 locally, when you do a search within sort of 10 miles of us, because they don't want to go any further, they want to be able to take the car back if they've got problems, there's nothing but my cars on Auto Trader. Nothing at all. If you search for a 5-door car in sort of 8 to 8.5 grand within 10 miles of me, there's next to no cars at all. So I can kind of stand the problem they're having. So I recommend they swing by a couple of the local dealers because, like me, a lot of them don't put things online because they're so busy. They've just got them stacked up at the back. So, but it does now mean I've got 2 cars to clean. Oh dear. Luckily, I say a little waterless wax should sort that out again. And it's part and parcel of the job. You can't avoid it. What are you going to do? Tell people they can't test drive it if they're absolutely buying it. It's just something you have to do. Now after that, I'm actually having a sneaky one, closing up early because I'm off to Bewley Auto Jumble. I don't know if you guys have heard of that before, but it is Europe's biggest auto jumble. I've been to it once about 5 years ago, and it was a pretty epic show. Fields and fields of just random car parts and just old car stuff. You have to be into cars to enjoy it. And but this time the family's coming with me because we're going to make it a bit of a trip to the New Forest, have a little look around, stay in an Airbnb. So yeah, should be a nice little break. Now, unfortunately, while I'm away, I can't get away from work completely. I will have to be doing some transferring of funds across some of the cars to the main dealer because he's got a few coming in while I'm away, and I'll be doing some editing for you, which does mean I will be using public Wi-Fi, and we know the risks that can be associated with that. So I will, of course, be using Surfshark. Surfshark provides you with a virtual private network, a VPN. This VPN provides you with a secure internet connection wherever you are and protects you and your data when online. Now, as well as protecting me when I'm online, one of my favourite features of Surfshark is its ability to allow me to change the location of my IP address. Why is that a benefit? Well, because a lot of online streaming sites limit the content you can see based on the country they think you're in. Let me show this for example. My wife and I, we love a good vampire movie. We like a bit of Marvel, so fancied watching the latest movie, Morbius. So if we do a search for that on Netflix, we can see it doesn't come up in the search results because that movie is not available to watch in the UK. So all I do is go up to my Surfshark and change the location of my IP address to show that I'm actually in the US.
If I now refresh that page, you can see now that because Surfshark is showing Netflix that I'm based in the US, I can now watch a movie that wasn't available to me with a UK IP address. Surfshark are offering Chops Garage subscribers a fantastic special offer of 83% off and 3 extra months free. To take advantage of this special offer, please use the link in the description down below and enter the promo code CHOPS. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Surfshark for being a continued sponsor of Chops Garage.
So another morning, another buy, guys. This morning picked up this VW Polo 2015. This is the 1.4 diesel. It looks like, can't remember what spec this one is, but it looks like a match to me. I'll double check that, but it's got quite a lot of features. We'll have a look inside in a minute. It's only done 48,000 miles, I think this one. I think 48 is right. Nice condition. It's got a really good service history, loads of history. There's some marks that I think will actually just buff straight out. There's a small ding there, but I don't think we'll actually get the body working out and do any paint on it, because I wouldn't want to try and match this paint. And after a buff, it's not really going to be very obvious. It's very minor. You see just getting it wet, starting to clear it away. So we'll give it a buff. That'll take that out. Mirror cap's good. Alloy wheels good. All good around the front bumper. I'm doing this live really because I only had one picture of the car before I agreed to buy it, and I haven't driven it yet, so I trust the guy that sold it to me. Lots of tread on the tyres, that's good as well. That alloy's in good nick. Mirror cap's okay again there. There doesn't seem to be any marking down this side, so I think it's a case of maybe a little touching just there, but overall really good nick. Oh yeah, there's a scuff there again. I'm pretty confident that's going to wet and dry out that, and a buff. So we've got front, rear parking sensors. Don't know if we've got front. Again, it's a little bit of marking down the edge of the door there, but nothing major. Don't know much about these. Never driven the 1.4 diesel Polo. I know Polos are mega popular down here in Devon, so hopefully this should be a quick sale for me. The mileage is right, the service history is right. The colour, I guess people will be in two minds about the colour, I guess, but it's not a flat red, which I think would be an absolute killer for it. And the specs right. Ideally it'd be a 5-door, but can't get everything. Let's have a look inside. Right, I had to close the door to have a look around inside because the rain started again. So what have we got? We've got nice big screen, we've got auxiliary input, USB, cruise control, Bluetooth, electric mirrors. Obviously we've got the parking sensors, automatic stop start. It seems nicely spec'd for one of these, really. Everything seems in good nick, plastics don't seem scraped up. We've got the books in here. See what we've got here. Work inside for services as well. So I might be able to fill in some gaps if there's any here. So 2016, 17. I'm presuming that's 18. They haven't put the date down. 19. Oh, okay. 21. So there's one possibly missed there. 22. 17th of the 3rd, 2022. So 47,000 miles, so that shouldn't need a service. Looking at it, if they reset the service light, there's loads of paperwork inside, one of which is for a new clutch and dual mass flywheel, so I'm liking that too. So it's got a pretty much full service history. We know it's had a clutch and dual mass flywheel. It's only 47,000 miles. I think should be a good thing, shouldn't it? Interior, like I said, seems okay. All the plastics seem good. Rear seats are in good condition, just needs a little bit of a wet clean. Doesn't actually look like it needs that much of a wet clean, might just need a damp cloth clean. Headliner's good. It's looking good. There's a bit of something to clean off the side of the steering wheel here. I don't think that's actually colour off, I think that's something over the top. I just need to give that a clean. I'm happy with the condition inside and the service history's cracking. Next thing is just a quick car park test to check the basics. Oh, we've got Park Pilot. Fancy. Front and rear parking sensors. I thought it was just rear at first. What else? We've got media. So we've got our auxiliary input, USB. Right, just have a quick whiz around the car park. I might be interested to try this a little bit further today. Take it home and back, because I haven't driven one of these 1.4 diesels. I'd be interested to see how they go. Sounds like a diesel, but I imagine it's just a small one, isn't it? I don't even know how many cylinders it's got. Sounds diesely. But then again, I guess it's actually only as noisy as the little 3-cylinder 1.2, which are quite noisy little blighters, aren't they? And second. It's engaging okay. I say clutch is about middle. Brakes seem okay. First impressions are okay. So overall drive seems okay. I think that it's a case of taking it home. I'll be interested to drive it home, test it out, obviously to get through more of the gears, but also get a feel for what the performance is like on this 1.4 diesel. I imagine the economy is going to be huge on it. I don't know what the road tax is, and I haven't looked that up, so if any of you want to hop in the comments and say now, by all means have a look. I imagine it's going to be low, because it's pre that. Is it 17 where they all kick into the higher road taxes? And obviously a small diesel one would expect it to be good on the emissions. And yeah, like I say, I imagine the MPG is going to be quite huge on it. Might be just the ticket for the moment when people are trying to cut costs. So run 2 of the day for Adrian. He's already dropped the IGO off, so we're going to get the Corsa down for paint with Malcolm. There we go, off he goes. And then he's got to come back and pick up the CRV so that it can go out in the morning down to Newquay. So moving on, we're getting stock ready, giving the Qashqai's alloys a clean up. Time to hit the interior, and then I'll machine polish the body. Now obviously this one's done 115,000 miles. I want it to be a cheap Qashqai, so I'm not going to go around and make everything perfect on this. There we go. We've lost some of the white seam there, unfortunately. I guess if you wanted to trick someone, you could just put some white through there, I guess. But this isn't about tricking someone, this is about just tidying it up. There's a couple of little ones down here. Just going to finish those off. Just probably do a single or a double in there, just to stop them from going any further. So there we have it, tied up those little holes down the side there as well as that. So yeah, I think that looks perfectly acceptable. Like I said, you've got to realise who your buyers are going to be on this, and this is probably going to be a family. They're going to be piling kids into it, and I think they'd rather have the money towards the road tax or filling the tank of fuel up than they would having a used seat put in there. And of course I can't take the money back out if I've put it in. So if somebody does want it cheaper and I've put the seat in already, then I can't let them have the car cheaper. So I can always increase the price a bit and put a seat in as part of an agreed deal, but I can't take the seat back out again. Hopefully that makes sense. So now it's a case of machine polishing the body, being a black. They show every mark. Like I say, we've got a few places to touch in, but I want to machine polish them first, see how much we can knock them back before touching them in, because you want as little paint as possible. And then it'll be a hoover and a plastic clean. We get this one up for sale. Last run of the week for Adrian. He's taking the CRV down to Newquay. Remember the name, A&K Van Services. There we go. So Nissan's all done. She had a machine polish. All the plastics have been done. We touched in those bits of paint. And it's gone outside and had a photo shoot. I'm going to do the video for it in a minute. I just want to run the hoover around a couple of spots I spotted afterwards. Paint's come up nice, isn't it? And interior's come up nice. It's had its plastic treatment. The seats have been wet cleaned. Yeah, I just found when I moved the seats about into the different positions, there's a bit more. I do need to change that check strap really. A bit more dirt underneath the seats here. You can't really see when you get the extra row out. But overall, I'm very pleased. You can't really see it in this light, so I'll stick up a couple of photos from the photo shoot in a second. But as I said, by not going over the top of the bodywork, we can keep the price of this down. And I suspect there will be a family. I mean, of course, he's got lots of other uses as well. It's a huge boot with the seats down. Sorry, the rear seats down, because the extra length is a huge boot. So actually it would suit quite someone moving dogs around quite a lot as well. So I guess there's multiple uses, but I suspect it will go to a family. And it'll be a great little car for them. Now onto the Peugeot. Someone working every minute of sunshine out of their EOS. Now what I expect this to have over the 1.2 is a big lump of torque. The 1.2 obviously has to be worked hard to go up the hills. I'm sitting a bit high, I don't want to lower my seat a bit. Yeah, the 1.2 has to be worked quite hard to go up the hills. So what I'm looking for with this is you should have the, you know, obviously being frugal, but should do a little bit better in terms of not having to work it so hard. The brakes feel alright, there's no juddering through the pedal, they're grabbing okay. Gearbox feels okay. Yeah, now it's warmed up a little bit, it's quite a bit quieter than it was when it first started up cold. Yes, yeah, a lot more torque, more noticeable there. Yeah, you can get up into higher gears much quicker in this. It's actually, yeah, I don't know the actual stats, I'll dig them out and put them in. But we're straight up into 5th there, probably a little bit early to be in 5th. But we're at 1500 revs and it seems happy enough. We're riding a wave of torque at the moment. I've still got acceleration available to me. It wants to get off. I quite like that combo. I know it's very early on driving, but yeah, I have to say I quite like that combo. I know some people whinge about test drives, but I like to do them because you guys aren't like me, you aren't buying a different car every day. So this gives you an opportunity to get sort of an opinion on all of them. And let's face it, people aren't going out of their way to do reviews on 7-8 year old small cars, are they? It's all about the supercars and everything else. But these are the cars that you actually like to go out and buy. But my daughter's coming up to that point in a couple of years' time where she'll be wanting a car. And I'm pleased to be able to say I should be able to advise her on the best one. These are the kinds of cars we're really going out buying, isn't it? For our kids for first cars, for ourselves for commuting. And obviously with me, you know that I am literally trying all these different cars out, and not only am I trying them out, I'm trying them out when they're older and they start to have to need repairs. You know, they don't go badly, the 1.2s, but this is more relaxing. You can stay in the higher gears. I don't know what the MPGs are on paper between the two cars, but in real world driving where you've got hills and stop start, this is going to be a lot more economical. Yeah, drop down into third there when we stop for that car to turn away. Loads of torque. Suspension seems decent. We haven't got crazy low profile tyres. Again, in the real world they don't work as well as having a bit of rubber there to absorb some of the bumps. So it goes through the gears nicely. Steering, it's alright. Here we go, got a bit of clear road in front of us in fourth gear. Oh, this little terror, she'll go along, she will. She'll go along. Yeah, I'd definitely have this over a 1 litre iGo. I'd have it over a 1.2 Hyundai i10 as well. The only reason I wouldn't is the price difference. I could save myself thousands getting in an i10 versus this. And being tight, I struggle to justify the difference. Resale on this will be stronger, without a shadow of a doubt. I'd be happier to get onto a motorway with this than I would an i10. So if you're doing a mix of stuff, then this is probably worth the extra spend. When I'm just doing back lanes back and forth to work, probably doesn't justify the extra spend. Chassis okay. Again, we haven't got crazy tyres or big alloys or lowered suspension. It's supple and rides the bumps okay. Got a bit of a tighter corner here. Yeah, it's alright. I wouldn't say it's a driver's car in terms of the handling. Suzuki Swift will be a better handler, or a Mazda 2. But if you want something with a little bit more refinement, something maybe you're going to do longer journeys in every now and then, and you really want that economy, and I guess if you want the easier driving, the more torque, so you don't have to change gears all the time, then this is the car for you. In terms of this actual car, feels good as gold to me. Right, you know me, I can normally hop in a car and spot some faults straight away, suspension or brakes or something like that, but I have to say this feels good as gold. So there we have it. Get it back, a bit of wet and dry on some of the deeper scratches, give it a buff up, give it a service, fresh MOT, get it up for sale. Auto Trader says I think 8.4 for this on a 2015 with this mileage. I'm going to try and get it out of the door at 7,995, so well undercut Auto Trader. Some people have been messaging me on Instagram after seeing the picture saying, you know, these are selling with this age of miles at 8,995 over Auto Trader. I guess the Polo popularity does, I can believe that would be happening every now and then, but you know me, try and get them turned around as quick as I can. I don't want to sit on stock because I want to buy more, because I enjoy the process of buying the cars more than anything. So I finished listing the Qashqai last night when I got home. It's now 3 o'clock the following day. It's sold straight away. Gentleman came along, he's a musician, he needed something with certain width boot on it and had been looking out for a +2. Local chap came along, had a look round it, and we've done the deal. So I listed it for 4,995. Auto Trader said 5,450, I listed it for $4,995 because of the ding in the door and the dent up here. And the gentleman actually, to be fair, didn't spot some of them, so I pointed them out to him, and he asked for a discount. I said, look, Auto Trader says basically 5.5. I've listed it for 4,995 because of these dings. I'm going to put a brand new MOT on it. I'm going to service it. So I'm being firm on price. I've already taken off to allow for the damage. And to be fair, there was 2 or 3 other people all ready to go to come and see it if he didn't have it. So I did stick to my guns on that. So it's now going to go down, have its MOT, have its service. He would like me to keep it here till the end of the month, which isn't ideal space-wise, but he's going to pay me up for the car straight away. So I'll keep it in here in the dry after the guys have done their work. So the appropriately named cash cow has come in again. The cash cows do move super quickly. And I think we did just the right thing, I think not going ahead and doing all that pain and selling on a keen price was exactly the right thing to do.
Just a quick reminder to get that special offer from Surfshark. Use the promo code CHOPS in the link in the description down below and get 83% off and 3 months extra free. Please do support those companies supporting Chops Garage. See you again soon.